All right, today I am so excited because we actually have our insurance division here, which I hope you all know that we have LandQuest title, we have ARW, which is home warranty, and as well as home insurance. And it's kind of hard to have a one-on-one conversation with every single one of you. So what we did is we have our team from LandQuest title here today who will be sharing with you guys all the tools that are available for you guys. You probably didn't know. There's a lot of complimentary marketing, and I'm very excited to have Mike today. If you can unmute yourself. He's in my Tin Falls office and he is amazing. And I know what he's going to share with you guys today. You're going to find it very useful. So make sure you take notes. There's an app. Mike, I'm going to give you, I'll make you a co-host so that way you're able to share your page. And I just want to say thank you to Denise D'Amato for putting this together. And I do want to let you guys know that even if you're not from the Tin Falls office, we have all of our sales rep on this call. And if you guys if you have any questions towards the end, feel free to stay on. And then before we end today's meeting, please just stay on for 2 minutes. There's an update on the seller disclosure that I need to bring to your attention. So don't leave, and it will just be 2 minutes after they're done. Mike?
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Adona. Thanks for having us today. We really appreciate it. If you guys don't know me, my name is Mike Picosi. I'm the LandQuest title rep for the Tinton Falls office and also the Avenel office. And Adona was nice enough to invite me in today to talk about probably my favorite tool that we offer from LandQuest Title. So as your title company, our job at the end of the day is to help you give your clients the best experience possible. And we try to make you look as good as possible. And that way you can get more referrals from your clients, from their friends and family, and help you get more business. And obviously we do that through the title work and the closing process, but we try to also find ways to help you do that throughout the entire process, from your first tour with that client all the way up to handing them the keys. So today I'm going to show you one of the ways that we do that through our app, LandQuest Agent One. So if you are from the Avenel or Tinton Falls office, I would be your rep for this. If you're from a different office, you can talk to your local LandQuest rep. They'll help you get signed up. But just in case you don't know what I'm referring to, I'm going to just share my screen really quick. This is the Palm Agent app. If you go to your Apple App Store or your Google Play Store, once you download the Palm Agent app, and you sign up through LandQuest, LandQuest title is going to be one of the options for you. It will rebrand to LandQuest Agent One. So if you can't find LandQuest Agent One for some reason, don't worry, it's under Palm Agent. You'll get redirected and it'll rebrand itself once you get rolling. So today I'm going to show you a couple really cool tools that the app offers you. If you're not too familiar with what the app does, it's a closing cost app that is city specific, and it will help you get buyer estimates for any property that they're interested in purchasing. It'll give them the monthly payment, and it'll give them the bring to close for those properties. And it'll also help you with your sellers too, because we want to help you guys on the listing side as well. It'll help you put together professional looking seller net sheets in, I'm not exaggerating, seconds. So I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. We're going to do a deep dive today. If you are following along on the app on your phone, you're going to want to open up the Palm Agent app, and we're going to start on the buyer side. So you're going to go to the bottom left corner of that screen, and you're going to click that little buyer icon right at the bottom there.
Mike, did you mean to unshare your screen at this point?
Just switching.
Okay.
All right, so you guys should see the buyer calculator right now. All right, so for the demonstration, I did pick a property that was kind of local to me. That was a Remax listing. So if this is your listing, sorry for picking on you. 26 Nevada Drive in Hazlet, New Jersey, in Monmouth County. So all you have to do to give your buyers an idea of how much this property is going to cost them monthly and how much they're going to need to bring the closing, all you have to do is type in the address and the listing price. The app is going to automatically pull the property taxes for you based on the assessed value. So it's going to pop up a little bit of an estimated property tax annual for them. You just click OK.
Mike, I can't see your screen.
How about now?
Now I can.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so like I was saying, All you have to do, if you have a property that your clients are interested in, they say, we really want to take a look at this property. We just kind of want to get an idea of how much it's going to cost us. All you have to do is type in the address and you're going to type in the price. So I believe this one's going for 569. The app is going to automatically put in a conventional 30-year mortgage for you with a 10% down payment. But those options can be edited however you want. So if you click the drop-down menu, you see you can change it to FHA, you can change it to a VA loan, you can do all cash, a couple of different types of options for you. You can change the down payment to a percentage for any type of percentage that you want. So let's just say they're putting down 20, they're getting a gift from their parents. It'll automatically pull the most average interest rate as of today. But that can also be edited maybe if they have a good deal. If they're buying down some points, there's an option right here. If you click the settings option, you can change that a little bit for them as well. Again, it'll default to a 30-year conventional. You can also change and edit your commission fee so they can get an idea of if they're going to be paying that, the seller is going to be paying it, or if it's split. So for this example, let's say the seller is going to be paying and it's going to be a 3% commission. You could add in any concessions, any miscellaneous fees. This is a default hazard insurance, a little bit less than 1%. It just throws in there just to be safe. Again, it automatically pulls the annual property taxes for you. You would need to enter any HOA fee automatically. I'm going to leave that blank just for the sake of this demonstration. And you can give them a little bit of an estimate on closing. Let's just say we're doing a 30-day term right here. So that's all you need to do. Just enter that basic information, click compute. And what this is going to do is it's going to show them the monthly payment and their bring to close. So this monthly payment is broken down into different sections. So you can see the principal and interest, the taxes, and their insurance, and their bring to closing. It'll show them their down payment, and it includes every single closing fee that they're going to pay throughout that closing process. So it's going to give them the title policy. It's going to give them the settlement fee, flood searches, anything and everything that they might have to pay and bring to closing, gives them a complete idea of what they're going to do. You could also add in any additional fees just to give them a more accurate idea of what they're going to have to pay. So what I like to do is, for the other fees, I like to also just add in an attorney's fee just to be safe too. So let's just say they're going to pay maybe $1,800. You can do that for just this estimate, or maybe you just have an attorney that you work with all the time. You could just work that into all future estimates as well. I'm going to do just for this estimate, just for this one. And as you can see, it's going to add that into the closing costs feature. And it's going to update that price for you. So I'm going to show you a little tool here too as well, and a good time that you're going to remember to use this app. So let's say you're doing a tour of the house and they absolutely love it. You know, you just finished the tour, you're in the master bedroom right now, and they say, oh my God, we want this house. This is our dream house. But you, as an experienced agent, know, all right, this house is going to go fast. This is going to have multiple offers. We have to make a really strong offer. So you have to have that conversation with them at this point and say, listen, I know you love this house. I know the price is right, but this is going to go for over asking. Are you guys comfortable with maybe making a really strong offer on this? And, you know, you're going to get that rejection. They're going to say, well, we're really at the end of our budget. You know, this is already a lot for us as it is. What you're going to do in this moment is you're going to shake your phone, like physically shake your phone. And you're going to show them what it would mean to actually increase their offer and how much that would increase their monthly payment. So you say, well, maybe we can offer them $579. Would you be comfortable with just another $56 a month? And then they would say, oh, okay, that's not that bad. So you just did that. You just reverted the denial that they gave you right then and there in about 5 seconds, and just showed them as an experienced agent how much more it would actually be to strengthen their offer for only a couple more dollars a month. You can also give them the complete amortization schedule over on the right here under loan details, so they can see how that's going to change over time if they make their regular payments. And you can also modify the offer right there too if you have to make any adjustments as far as the concessions or their your commission, anything along those lines. What's really cool about this, like you can do it when you're standing in the actual house. Let's say you're not with them. Let's say you texting them, it's 10 o'clock at night. You say, hey, I have a great listing for you. We should go see it first thing in the morning. Here's what the monthly payments are going to be. Here's what your bring to close is. And they say, oh, that's great. Do you mind just texting that to us so I can show it to my wife or I can show it to my husband? You would say, all right, no problem. I could take care of that for you. But instead of having to actually type out this entire thing right here, give them that whole breakdown, it will actually create a nice little PDF for you. And you can send that via email. You could send that via text. You could actually share it on social media as well if you want to. And it'll give you a nice little report of the house. So there's a couple different templates that you can play with. This one's my favorite. This one's a geo report that'll actually show them the property. It'll show them the price, the monthly payment, the bring to close, and it'll give them nice little recommendations as far as school ratings, what's in the area. So there's a Starbucks a mile and a half away. There's parks. It has the walkability of the neighborhood. It has the sound score. It has the internet access, and it's branded to you specifically. So it'll have your headshot, it'll have your name and your contact information, and it'll have your Remax Select symbol right here. So mine's just branded to LandQuest, but if you have a team symbol, you can put that in. You can do however you want on this by adjusting your profile. And like I said, you can, if you want something a little bit more straightforward, you can give them maybe just like the numbers here with a total breakdown of all the closing costs. Give them the complete breakdown of everything they're going to pay. Or if you really want to get fancy, they have a couple different templates where you can even throw in a picture of the property. So let's do this one. So you see here, you just throw in a picture, click update, and now it has an actual picture of the property. It's got your headshot and your information. Don't you look professional? Sending this to them. You did this for them in 2 minutes. You texted it right over to them. And then first thing in the morning, they're going to have all the information from when you make that tour. Just right away, go ahead and make that offer as soon as they see it. This is going to save you time, and it's going to make you look so professional and so good with your clients that they're going to want to tell everybody to work. So this is the buyer side. But if you're more focused on listings, we want to help you there as well. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to the seller side. The seller side is going to work the same as the buyer side, but this is going to give them an idea of what they're going to walk away with at closing. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to use the same property. It's going to pull the property taxes for you again, and you'll see why in a minute. And all you have to do is enter the price again. On this side, it gives you the option to break down the commission for both sides. So obviously your commission and what you're going to be offering to buyer commission and how that's going to be paid out. So either by seller, buyer, or split, you can do that, customize that however you like. You can enter in your concessions, the property taxes, and the remaining loan balance. So if they don't know their remaining loan balance, what's great about this is it could help you calculate that. So if you say, all right, well, how much do you have left on your property? And they say, well, you know, I don't really 100% remember. I know we've been paying it every month since we moved in. All you have to ask them is, okay, well, how much did you initially take out to buy the property? Let's say they paid $300,000 to start. They had a 10% down payment, and you say, all right, well, what's your interest rate? Maybe they don't remember that either. That's okay. If you click that little symbol, it'll actually tell them what the average interest rate was the year that they bought their house. So let's just say they bought it in 2012. So the average interest rate in 2012 was at 3.69. So we're going to use that. 30-year. They started their loan in 2012. And it's going to say, all right, based on that, it looks like you have about $186,000 left on your loan. Does that sound about right? And they'll say, yeah, that sounds about right. Then all you got to do is click compute. And it'll give them their net to close. And it's going to give them a breakdown of why they're going to get that certain payout. So you're going to see the sales price, the remaining loan balance, tax debits, their closing costs, and then the blue is what they're going to walk away with at their net to close. So again, let's say you get a pushback again, and they say, well, Mike, we really would like to walk away with $350. So again, shake your phone. And you say, all right, well, if you want to walk away with that amount, I think we need to raise the price to about $579. How does that sound? They say, perfect. That works perfect for us. But let's say they think their property's worth a little bit more than it is. Maybe they think it's still 2020. They can just get whatever they want. They say, well, why don't we just list for 500 and see what happens? Well, as their experienced agent, you can tell them why that's not such a good idea. If you swipe over to the right, you can show them what the cost is for how long their house would sit on the market and how much that's going to cost them over time. You say to them, well, if we overprice and your property sits for 3 months, that's going to be about $5,200 out of pocket, just paying your loan and your taxes. If it sits for 6 months, you're going to be down about $10,000 that you could have saved. So it kind of gives you an idea of how to talk them back down and make them a little bit more realistic and just kind of set the expectation. Let's say you move forward, you list, everything's great. You can actually use the app to show them multiple offers and show them the best offer possible and which one they should probably go forward with. So let's say you got the original price, you get a standard offer, full price. You can add different offers with different caveats to them. So let's say we get another offer at $579. This one's coming from, agent John Smith, but his broker's fee is a little bit different. Let's say maybe he's willing to, he's doing this for a cousin. He's only taking about 1%. So you can show them, all right, well, both the offers are the same, but your net to close is going to be about $12,000 more on offer number 2 because of that option. So that's what I would recommend as your agent. Let's go with offer number 2. So just in seconds, how fast I did that is how fast you can have these conversations with your clients and give them these options and look experienced. And again, they give you a ton of great little templates that you can use for this. And again, these can be fully customized. You can actually add up to 4 different photos of the property. You want to get really nice. You want to throw their pool in there. Maybe they have a really nice basement. You want to put that in there as well. Just customize it, make it look really nice. Add a picture of their home. Maybe you do put their name on there and they say, you could, you leave them a little note. And you give them the seller net sheet right then and there, give them a total idea of what they're going to walk away with after the closing. And again, you have a ton of different templates that you can use, fully customized with your headshot, your contact information, and your symbols. So this can be emailed, this can be text, this can be shared to social media, wherever you want to put it. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Those are the 2 main calculators that come with the basic version of this app. So as your title company, we're able to offer you a complimentary basic version of this app. So the things that I just demonstrated for you guys, those are all going to be complimentary when you sign up with your local LandQuest rep. But if you choose to, there's also a premium version of the app. And it's actually less than $1 a month. I want to say it averages out to about $10 for the year. The premium version of the app is actually going to give you social media content. I know a couple of different agents that like using this. The way that it works is it's going to just give you content every single month. It's going to give you a content dump with relevant real estate topics. So you can see there's one for June that came out, one for May, one for April, and they come out in a couple of different formats. So these come out in posts that you can customize either for your Facebook, your Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever you want to do, you can use these templates here. So I'll show you an example of what they look like. They give you about, I want to say about 10 every month to choose from, and you can save these for forever. So let's say something in April is still relevant, you can go back to April and pick one of those packages. So you can actually customize the posts themselves. You can see that they have your contact information and your branding just like the other 2, but you can actually customize them to show specific numbers on these if you want to change them up a little bit. So, something like this. The longer it takes, the less you make. So again, like we were talking about before, the longer your property sits on the market, the more it's going to cost you in the long run. So you can customize this. You can put the sales price in there. You can put the remaining loan balance in there, however you want to adjust it to make it look good. you can see you have a ton of different options to choose from. And they typically give you enough so that you can post a couple times a week, just continuously. Just makes content for you. You don't even have to think about it. Just something to put on your Facebook just to continue engagement with your clients. Not only that, it actually has some really nice filters that you can use if you want to post something like at the closing table, or you have a just listed property that you want to put up. You could put a picture of the house right here, throw this up on your Instagram story. You have different calculators that you can share on your Facebook if people want to check out their equity. You have just a ton of different things to play with. You have filters that you can put up. It's like I said, so if you have a closing table, you want to sit down, you want to take a picture of your clients, you can put their filter on it, everything. It makes it look great. You throw it up on your Facebook. Just an easy way to continue engagement for like $10 for the year. And it's going to just make your life a lot easier, make you look good. Again, just we want to make sure that you're put in the best position to get more referrals from your past clients. And this is just a really easy way to use it and a really easy way to do that. So I know I went fast, but I'm happy to go. Sorry, I'm just going to stop sharing. So I know I went a little bit fast, but there's a lot of content to cover, but we're happy to do a one-on-one with you guys for anything that you might want to go over again. If you want to really just kind of sit down and go slow and really see the features, either I or your local LandQuest rep are happy to do that for you.
So, Mike, if you can just go back, share your screen on the buyer side, and there's a question, and I actually wanted to ask you the same thing.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you tell us where you found that flyer? How did you get from when you got the closing cost? How did you get to that page where you were able to design the flyer?
Yeah, sure. Here, let me show you.
And Linda, I know your question is, can we have more training? Absolutely. Denise, I know you're on the call, not sure if you can speak, but we are going to try and do this maybe once a month or maybe once every 6 weeks.
So Adona, can you hear me? It's
Yeah.
Denise.
Yes.
Hi. So yes, in fact, as we also attend events, as LandQuest title reps attend office meetings, they will go back over this. Another idea is perhaps the individual title reps can arrange to meet a small group of agents to cover it with several agents at one time in person. Everybody is willing to help and make sure that this tool is something that they can use very easily. And I'll turn it back over to Mike. Does that help answer the question and concerns?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Adona.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Donna, so to answer your question, once you fill out your buyer estimate and you get your monthly payment and you get your bring to close, if you want to go to the different templates to share this to either text, email, or put on social media, you're going to click this one right here on the bottom right corner, share or print to PDF.
Okay.
So that's going to pull up the templates with the complete breakdown of their closing costs. This is going to be just the basic one that it's going to come with. But like I said, if you go to the right over here and you scroll down, you have a ton of different templates that you can use. Same with, it works the same way with the seller net sheets as well.
That's awesome. Ginny, does that answer your question? Awesome. Okay. And one question earlier was when they downloaded the app, it asked them for the username and password, but did not give the option to create an account. How can, if that's the case, how can an agent create an account?
So it's just giving them, it's just telling them to log in, but it doesn't have a option to create your account.
Yeah, let me see. Saba, can you speak up? Because that was one of your questions.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I figured out it was the wrong app. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, good. Perfect.
and Deborah, you have a question?
Yeah, hi, Mike. When I logged into the app, I was already on the app at one point, but it says my person was Bill.
Yeah, you could, Deb, if you
Crowell?
want to, I'll take care of that. If you have a rep that
Yeah.
was a previous rep, I can do that internally and I can change it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. And if anybody else has the same issue, just let your LandQuest rep know. We could do that on the internal side. We could change it because you want to have somebody who can fix the issues for you if you ever run into any technical problems.
Okay, I'll email you.
Perfect. Thanks, Deb.
Thank
And
you.
Taylor just said that any of your sales reps can send you the direct link to download it. So if you guys aren't able to download, it's not coming up, feel free to reach out. And Mike, I don't know if it's too much to ask, but if you guys can just send your contact information on the chat. So
Yeah.
if, you know, I'm sure you all have seen them in our office meetings. That's why it's so important when we schedule these office meetings, they're there to help you guys and they always stay behind. So you guys are more than welcome to ask them any questions and they'll be able to go over this with you guys. Honestly, I find this very helpful. I didn't even know all these features. Like this is very, very nice to have, especially if you're going to a listing appointment or if you're, like you said, like representing a buyer, showing them properties. And if they're fighting over $10,000, that's very helpful when you break it down.
Yeah,
Mike?
absolutely. It's just quick answers to these questions that you normally would have to go back, figure out and then send them a message later. You did it right then and there in 5 seconds.
Mike, it's Denise. Can you just elaborate a little bit on the difference between the base plan and then the upgraded plan? Because I know the upgraded plan, is there a minimal cost that an agent might have to pay? Or what's the difference between the two plans? I just thought that
Yeah.
might be helpful.
Yes. So the two calculators that I went over, the buyer and the seller, those are included. Those are complimentary with your subscription that you get. If you want to access the social media content, so the content or the filters or the calculators that come with, that you can share on Facebook, those would be the premium subscription. So that's about $10 for the year.
Very, very minimal cost for a lot of extra support, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Thank you again, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. I noticed there might be some agents that are not from New Jersey. I just want to clarify that LandQuest title is for New Jersey only. So if you were staying here after our 9:30 and you're not from New Jersey, I don't think this is gonna work for you. But this is for New Jersey agents only. Is
Donna?
$10 for the year, Mike?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
for the
So
year,
Deborah,
not the month.
$10 for the year.
Unless, Adona, we get lucky enough that somebody from another state is selling property in New Jersey.
That's true. Yes. So I know Chrissy from Florida, she's asked, she wrote her email, but unfortunately this is not going to work for her. It's just for New Jersey agents. All right, just if you're still listening, tell me, was this helpful? Like you guys want to see more? I know I appreciate all of your support with LandQuest Title. Like we are so grateful for all of you guys. And I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware that there's a lot of benefits for you as well. So it's not like we're just asking you, please support us. We're also supporting you back. And I really appreciate our insurance division for making time for us today. And we really appreciate all of you guys. You attend a lot of meetings, events, you sponsor a lot of our events, if not all. And we are so grateful for all of you guys. And if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm just going to share with you guys the seller disclosure. So don't leave yet. It'll be 1 minute. I just need to make you aware because it's effective tomorrow. So unless Denise or Mike, anything else or
Yes.
that.
We had one bonus surprise. Mike, do you have the bonus surprise that you can go through? Because Adona needs a little time at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Not a problem. Here, let me pull it up. So like we were saying before, we want to help you guys any way that we can throughout the entire process, from the moment that you start working with your client all the way through the closing. And another way that we do that besides the app is also our marketing department. So we have a couple different complementary tools. And I know that a lot of you guys utilize the open house flyers, but there's some other lesser known ones that I think are really good to also know. So I'm going to pull up another one just to show you guys kind of what they look like. So let me just really fast. So in addition to our lovely flyers and neighborhood reports that we do, we also do these home buyer and home seller guides too. So these are going to come out in a nice glossy booklet. They're about 12 pages in total, and they can be totally branded to your specific agent or your office, however you want to do it. You can put your headshot on it, you can put your contact information on it, and we can send you a batch whenever you're working with buyers or if you're working with sellers on a listing. It's going to have really good notes that you can do with your clients that you're working with. So if you want to fill out, your information, you want to fill out the attorney information. It's going to give them information on renting versus buying, kind of show them why in the long run buying is going to be a little bit less expensive. It's going to give them notes on how to prepare for their loan application. It's going to give them buying power. What can you afford with your loan? It's going to give them information on wire fraud. It's going to have just a ton of different ideas about through the buying process. It's going to give them an overview of title insurance, problems with title that might kill the deal that they might want to prepare for just to make sure we avoid any issues. What is escrow, what to expect during the closing process. Same with the home seller guide. Reasons to use a real estate professional, why you should list with an agent, what's our plan, what's your plan, things to get ready to show your home, working with a lender when you're buying your next house, the appraisal process, things to remember during the transaction. Just nice little pieces that I've gotten really good feedback on lately that I don't think many agents know about. We do a ton of different complementary pieces like this that can help you when you're doing your open houses or you're doing listing appointments or you're just going to meet your buyers for the first time. It's worth, giving your LandQuest rep a call just to kind of get an idea of what else we offer just besides your basic flyers, because there's a lot of really nice stuff that we can do for you guys with our marketing department. So definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the presentation. You've done a fantastic job today. Does anybody have any last questions? If not, we'll turn it over to Adona.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. You're more than welcome to stay or leave, whatever you want. But for the rest of you for New Jersey, please stay because it is important. You guys need to know there's been a change. I'm going to share my screen. We started sending out weekly newsletters, and we're going to send out a survey really soon, probably in the next couple of days, because a lot of you have unsubscribed from company emails. Not sure if it was done by accident or if you decided not to receive important updates. But if you did unsubscribe and you wish not to be unsubscribed, we can add you back. You just need to send me an email if you're not getting the corporate, like from us, the weekly emails. So I'm sure you have all seen this. There's a new change. The seller disclosure was just updated in May. It's going to be effective June 25th, so tomorrow. We're not going to make it retroactive where you're going to, if you have active listings or something under contract, we're not going to go and ask you to get this re-signed. But anything coming up in the market and starting to, tomorrow, even if you went and got a listing today, I would just use this form. Fran, you're on, or did you have to leave?
Yep, I'm on. Nope, I'm here.
All right, I'm going to rely on you because I know you asked some questions that we asked, and if you can just give us the rundown, what should the agent look for on this new change? What's changed?
Okay, so this form, first of all, we received an email yesterday from the state because I asked about changing something or for clarity, and she said, we can't change the form. They put the New Jersey Realtors logo in it, but it's all designed by the Division of Community Affairs, okay? So all sellers of residential property must complete the seller's disclosure. That includes executors, POAs, and whoever else is out there. And what they did was they added this cover sheet that explains what needs to be done, basically. So for questions 1 to 108, which was the first part of the seller's disclosure, they separated that into one category by itself. Now, if an executor or POA answers unknown or has to write unknown, to a question, that's okay, but they should try to complete it the best they can. The next section they have is the flood section. There are 3 different sections now. The traditional seller's disclosure, which requires signatures, and then the flood risk section, information about your flood risk. So they cannot answer unknown to questions 1 or 2 in those 2 questions in the flood risk. If they have to answer unknown to others, they can, but it is your job to help them, give them the FEMA website, let them look up the flood zone if they don't know it. This section also requires signatures. And then the last section is the solar panel section. They did add one more question up at the top. Does the property have solar panels, yes or no? Okay. And that section and that addendum also requires signatures. So it is a lot of signatures that are involved in this. This form has already been updated into .loop and automatically updated. So we, as Remax Select, cannot even say, well, we didn't get it, or whatever. New Jersey Realtors, this form automatically updated. Now, if you go down to the first page of Donna, the new page that they added. Okay, so if you go down a little bit to the bottom here, I think it's line 39. I can't really read it on my computer. But
It says a seller, do you want me to read it?
yes.
A seller must execute a separate acknowledgement for each portion of the disclosure statement that the seller completes. If a seller does not answer questions 1 through 108, no acknowledgement is required for that portion. However, the mandatory flood risk addendum must still be completed and acknowledged in all cases.
Okay, so some of you and I debated whether or not that applies to residential real estate. I was told that no, if it is a residential property, the seller's disclosure is required. This paragraph really was meant to reference a commercial property. So I did make an attempt to get it clarified for them to add the word commercial in it, but it doesn't exist, right? They can't change it. I did bring it up to the person at state. So please just know that just because that says that, it does not apply to residential properties, which is what most of us do. So in addition to all, look, it's really not a big deal. When you prepare your contract and all the other documents in .loop, I always suggest to the agents of Franklin Lakes that you send this form separately and make sure you check off can fill and sign. Just tell them they're going to get a separate email with this form so it doesn't hold up getting the listing signed. Okay, so you want to make sure you have the listing paperwork out and you are like, oh, the seller's disclosure takes them so long, send it in a separate email. They can complete it. And you can send it to them ahead of time if you want. And make sure you check off can fill and sign. Once they get through the disclosure, look, it is a pain. I will admit it, having them sign 3 different documents, but you just have to explain to them it is required by the Division of Community Affairs and New Jersey law. So there's nothing we can do to change it.
Perfect. And also, if you're on the listing side and you have the seller disclosure, it's best to upload it on the MLS, and you should always write a note under agent remarks. In order for them to submit an offer, they must include the seller disclosure along with the lead paint if one is required, right, for that property you're selling, in order for you to present it to the seller. If you make that into a habit, you never have to worry about it. If somebody just sends you a contract without the required documents, you can say, hey, follow my instructions on the MLS. Like, you're not going to send it to your seller to sign an offer without a seller disclosure. Fran, I just had an agent reached out yesterday saying that The buyers, we represent the seller. The buyer's agent said they don't need to acknowledge the disclosure, which is not true. And if that's happening to you,
Mhm.
you need to notify your manager. Don't just take their answer as, no, I don't need to sign it. You absolutely do. As a real estate agent, you are acknowledging that you have reviewed this disclosure with your client. It doesn't mean that you are confirming exactly what they have, how they answered, unless you personally know that they're lying on the seller disclosure. And then at that point, you shouldn't even take the listing. If let's say the roof is falling and you see it, whatever you can see with the naked eye, you have to make sure you bring it up to their attention.
And one other thing, when you are making offers on other properties, make sure they are using the new seller's disclosure. I mean, it's gonna take probably a few weeks for them for other offices to really get the right form in place. So I don't know, I guess I don't know if we could try and get it from them with the correct form. But, I don't hold up your offer. Whatever you do, don't hold up your offer for this. Okay, but make an effort or ask your manager if they can help you out. So we do, when you're downloading the documents on, all the MLSs, just say, oh my gosh, did they use the correct disclosure? Because it is effective really 5/25, right? So, it was a surprise that it's all loaded already, but it'll be fine. It breaks it down a little bit more, which is easier. And for those people who do commercial, their clients are probably not going to fill out the first section.
Let me see if there's a
It
question.
is updated in .loop.
That is correct. So I just tried creating a loop. Right now I have the Garden State MLS loop and it's already updated. So you guys don't have to worry about it. If you're creating a new loop, this will already be there.
Yep.
Just please, please, please. Yes, and JMLS as well. So they're all updated. Just
Mhm.
if you have any questions, please reach out to your manager. Don't let it go till it's closing and then we're having a hard time getting them signed. So if you come across somebody giving you a hard time, just reach out to us and we're here to help you. Any questions? All right, well, I'm very proud of us because we're always ahead of the game. You guys are so well trained. We appreciate you guys so much because I know a lot of you come back to us saying that you have found another agent using the wrong form and you're the one who are teaching them to use the new form. So I am so proud and I appreciate you guys being here. I know today was a little longer, but I think it's just important because the admins will start asking for this. I'll have a meeting with them tomorrow, so they will be informed. So they're going to start asking if you're a commercial agent, please note that you will need to get the flood risk and the solar panel if one exists. So I know in the past, commercial was not included in this. Now they will be. So I hope if you do commercial, you take that as a note for your future listings. Let me see. As always, okay. You're very welcome, Angie. Thank you for being here. And Fran, I appreciate you being here too. I know when I have questions, I go to Fran. She has the connections with the state and she gets the answers for us. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Next week, we'll start at 9:30, like our usual time. I'm just going to dive into, yes.
Wait, commercial flood risk is the same as the residential flood risk section, and it is on .loop. Somebody just asked. It's in the seller's disclosure. Oh, so in the commercial profile, Adona, was the seller's disclosure updated in that one?
So the thing is, we never had the seller disclosure on the commercial
Yeah.
because we didn't need it. So now I will make sure that's an easy fix. I can do
Yeah.
that right after this
Okay.
call. Any other questions? All right, so just look out for that survey we're going to send out just because we are required as a company to send you guys weekly emails. It doesn't mean if you feel like you don't want those emails and you unsubscribed on purpose, that's fine. But we are sending out a survey to see if you guys want it to be on the list or not. We've been trying to send weekly updates just because this is important. As you guys can see, every few months we have new changes. So We want to make sure you guys are all informed. And that is why we have this Tuesday mastermind where
Thank you, Donna.
thank you, Fran. Thank you, everyone. And let's see, we don't use seller disclosure on commercial. So now, Carol, we didn't, but as you can see, this new change, it is affecting commercial. So you will need to include your seller will need to sign the flood risk. All right. So, and it tells you on the first page of the seller disclosure. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. And if you were at the 9:30 call, we will have Lofty. We are still working on it, so that's coming soon. So if you were interested in changing your CRM from Bold Trail to Lofty, you can. That's coming. I'll have more information for you guys later on in the month. All right. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, Donna.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.